Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now today we're doing another PC build. This is the budget 14,000 PC build. Now this is for the people that are on a tight budget that just want to get a PC that will be able to beat the maybe not quite the new consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, but will be able to smash the Xbox 360 and maybe the PS3 as well. This will outperform obviously your iPod Touch as well. So this is the budget 14,000 PC build for those budget gamers that just maybe want to just start getting into PC gaming. Now for the CPU, I have chosen the Intel Xeon E5 2699V3. This is at 2.3 GHz. This is an 18 core processor and should be able to render things quite well, and it should be able to be a good all-round processor. It's not too expensive, coming in at £3,627.57. Now because that's quite a big processor for the budget build we're going for, we need something to cool it, and to do that we went with the Thermal Take Water 3.0 Extreme 99 CFM liquid CPU cooler. Now this will cool this CPU down nicely and make sure that it stays nice and cool for your high intensity CPU games such as Minecraft and things like that. Now to hold this CPU and the cooler, we have the motherboard. Now this motherboard isn't too excessive. I wanted to keep it nice and simple, so I went with the ASRock X99 motherboard. This can hold that processor. You can have up to 128 gigabytes of RAM on it, and you can have up to 4-way SLI. So you can have up to 4 graphics cards on this motherboard. So nothing too fancy, nothing too big, just something simple to keep everything running smoothly. Now for the memory, we needed to take advantage of that motherboard, so we are getting 128 gigabytes of Crucial RAM. This is 4 times 32 gigabytes. This is DDR4 memory, and this comes in at £1,046.04. Nothing too excessive, but we decided to stick with a good amount of RAM that should be able to play games such as GTA 5, which we all know needs a good amount of RAM to play. Now we wanted to make sure we can store all our games and all our totally legitimately downloaded films and movies. We decided to go with some nice storage, some nice and quick. This is probably the most overboard thing we've gone on the build, just because we wanted to make sure everything's slightly fast. So we've gone with the Samsung 850 EVO 500 gigabyte solid state drive. Not only that though, we've got the Samsung PM 863 3.8 terabyte solid state drive, and we got 2 of those coming in at 1,491 each, so we got 2 of those. So just make sure we can have some nice and quick storage and things like that. Now because we got such a great motherboard that will, I think, just about do the job for this price range, this budget price range, I decided to go with the NVIDIA graphics card, because I think AMD are probably too powerful for this build and too expensive for this budget that we're on at the moment. So I decided to go with the EVGA GeForce GTX Titan X. This is a 12 gigabyte superclocked video card. So yeah, this should be able to run games such as Call of Duty Black Ops, maybe a bit of Minecraft in there, and this should also be able to run games such as Gary's Mod, and and Mountain Blade Warband should run just perfectly on this card, I think. You can also probably use this card for some other things, but don't go too overboard because we are on a budget build. But because the motherboard supports 4-way SLI, I decided to get 4 of these Titan X's that will all be working together, so maybe to be able to play Minecraft on the higher settings rather than getting lower FPS. You'll be able to get quite good FPS, I think, on this on Minecraft. Maybe even go onto like the Hypixel server with 100 people in the same game. That's quite cool. So each of these have 12 gigabytes of video RAM, and they come at £879.98 each. Right, for the case to house all this in, we decided to go something nice and easy. This is a full tower case. It's the Lion LIPC ATX full tower case, £359.59. Personally, I don't like the look of this case, but because it's a budget build, we have to go for practicality and not looks. And as you can see, this is a very practical case because it has wheels on the bottom. Just make sure it doesn't fall down the stairs, because these components might break if they fall down the stairs, because that's not what they're made for. Now for the power supply, we're going with the EVGA Supernova 1600 watt 80 plus platinum certified fully modular ATX power supply. Now this power supply is platinum. That means it doesn't use as much electricity as if it wasn't platinum, because it's means it's more efficient. Yep. And it's 1600 watts, so nothing too overkill. Just to keep it nice and simple, this should be able to power everything you've got here perfectly fine. And it looks quite nice because it's got like that little dot in the middle of the fan. Now finally, we have a few extra things if you're on a really tight budget. If you've not got too much money, if I'm just like maybe mowing your dad's lawn or something like that, and you need to go on a bit of a budget, you can cut these things out and just go with what I've just said already. So these stuff aren't really important. So we have the CD writer. We decided to go with the LG BH16NS40. This can play Blu-ray as well, so you can get really high definition if you're watching something cool like the Lego Movie or something like that. This comes in at £74.37. Now, because we've got a rather budget build, we didn't want to go with something too much for the monitor, because obviously we all need monitors in our lives, but I decided just to keep it slightly cheaper on the monitor. So we went with the Asus PB287Q monitor. This is 28 inches and it's a 4K resolution monitor, which means you'll get a really nice image. Even on this kind of budget build, you can be able to play Minecraft maybe in 4K. If not, you can play Minecraft probably in 720p, but the 4K monitor will still look nice. But because we had a little bit of extra money at the end of this budget build, I decided to go with 2 of those 4K monitors, which means we can have 2 screens. So if you want to play Minecraft on one and draw pictures on the other one, then that's absolutely fine, you can do that. And also they've got a little thing on them which means they can turn upside down, so if they're not turned on, you can just spin them around. And finally, to top it all off, we're going with the LACIE 8TB external hard drive. This comes in at £262.02, and this, you can have it next to you on your computer desk if you need to store that extra music and pictures on it that you weren't able to store on those solid state drives. And it's also a Porsche design, so if you have a budget Porsche car, you can then it kind of then fits in that kind of theme. So I think it's a very aesthetically pleasing external hard drive. So thank you oh so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this budget £14,000 PC build. The link to all the parts will be in the description. All these parts are completely compatible with each other, so you don't need to worry about that, because I know a lot of people will be planning on buying this build, since a lot of people just don't have the money that a lot of people gamers have today. So if you want to buy all this stuff, it'll be in the description. You can mix and match a bit. If you want maybe a different graphics card, you could probably go the AMD Fury. That might be a cheaper option, but I wouldn't go with anything less than an R7 graphics card, because I think they're a bit too expensive for this price range. But yeah, thank you oh so much for watching. Remember to like the video if you really liked it, but remember, if you didn't like it, press the subscribe button for less content. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next budget PC build. Ta-ra.